no. Liam Lawson beat Yuki Tsunoda in qualifying. You know, if that's all we've got to talk about, we're in serious trouble here. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. And yes, what about the Japanesey Squeezy Grand Prix? Oh dear, what happened? I've got to give it a 4 out of 10. I can't give it any lower than that because that's reserved for Grand Prix like, I think it was Spa 2021. 3 laps under the safety car in the rain. Yeah, so that is reserved for those kind of races. But I can't give it more than a 4 because not a lot happened during that race, did it? Let's face it, not a lot happened indeed. Anyway, so let's just go through a little synopsis here. I've got my notes. I've only got a page and a half. Yes. So lap 1 and it was time to say go, go, go. So it was away they went. Max held on to the lead and everyone else kind of held station. Yes. It looked like a game running at about 10 frames a second. Everyone sort of, no, we're not going to have a pass. No, we're just going to, very strange indeed. Anyway, on lap 3, Max was reporting that he was getting some bad upshifts on his gearbox. We've heard him talk about this before. The team assured him a little bit later that it would be sorted a few laps, and it was. And it was off Maxi Boy went, in fact, and he was fine after that. Then we moved on to lap 10, and with the positions from everyone at lap 10 was Verstappen in the lead, Norris was in second place, Oscar's Pastry, who is now my favourite driver of all time, and I'll let you work that out why he's my favourite driver of all time, was in third position, Charles Leclerc in fourth. In fifth place, we had George of the Russell, and in sixth place, it was Antonelli. Yes, once again, doing great things in that Mercedes car. Then on lap 16, Jack Doohan came in to the pits. One of the first runners, Lance Stroll, came in as I think a lap earlier as well, pitted onto the hard tyres. Then on lap 20, George of the Russell pitted as well. So then after that, the pecking order was Verstappen in first place, Norris in second, Piastri in third, fourth for Leclerc, and fifth for Antonelli, and sixth for Lulu. Yes, Lewis Hamilton was in sixth place for a little while. On lap 22, Lando says Max forced him off on the pit exit. Now, of course, yes, a little bit of a controversy about this. I watched it a few times, and I was looking at the Max on board to see whether he was going like that with his helmet, you know, because they're very, very clever. They don't actually turn their heads. They try to turn their heads without turning the helmet. Yes, back in my old motorcycle days, that was very easy to do, but these days I expect that helmet is bolted on tight. But yes, so but he was. I'm pretty sure he was trying to move to the right to see. I don't know though. I don't know. Very difficult to tell. But Lando protested, saying he was on the grass. Max said, well, he put himself on the grass. And I have to say, yeah, I wouldn't exactly say that was Max's fault, to be honest. I don't know. It was a tough call. It was a tough call, to be honest. I would say I would stick the middle ground and say it wasn't really anyone's fault. It's just a racing incident. Lando Norris there wasn't any room. There wasn't any room for him to pass. And apparently he took his finger off the pit exit early, but he didn't get a penalty. So obviously he didn't. He was just very, very fast on hitting that button. So well done there for Lando Norris. So yeah, a bit of controversy. It was the only controversy we had in the bloody race because the rest of it was pretty bloody boring. But yeah, so a little bit of controversy there. And on lap 30, the positions were, it's getting worse, where Antonelli was in the lead in that Mercedes for a very short time, but yes, he was in the lead. Hamilton got up to second place, oh my goodness, yeah, but he hadn't pitted, of course. And then Verstappen was in third, Norris was in fourth, Piastri was in fifth, and Leclerc was in sixth position. Then on lap 40, oh my God, my notes are almost finished. This is how good it was. Verstappen was first, Norris was second, Piastri was third, Leclerc was fourth, fifth was Russell, and sixth was Antonelli. And of course, Maxi Boy Verstappen won the race. Second place was Norris, third for Piastri, fourth for Leclerc, fifth for Russell, and sixth for Antonelli. So that was the end of, I have to say, a very boring Japanese Grand Prix. It's a very tough circuit, though, to have any sort of excitement, to be honest, during the races. It is sometimes you will get it because going through those S's can be very exciting indeed, but most of the time, especially as they were sort of following each other, you're not going to end up with an exciting race. So that was the Japanesey Squeezy Grand Prix. And of course, we've got to say congratulations to Maxi Boy Verstappen for ringing the whatever he rings out of that car. And he got up, or should I say, he stayed in the lead and stayed there pretty much to the end. So well done to Maxi Boy Verstappen. But special mention has to go to Isaac Hajar for getting that racing ball into 8th position. Now, I was a little bit confused because Yuki Tsunoda got driver of the day. Why? He finished 12th. That surely doesn't merit driver of the day, but of course it's not voted. It's voted by the public, isn't it? So, it's not the FIA voting that. But yes, I don't understand that. Why did Yuki get driver of the day? Surely Isaac should have got driver of the day. And I'll tell you something, if that young man continues, don't forget he's 18 years old, if he continues like that in a racing ball, I think if I was Christian Horner, I'd be very seriously thinking about who I want in that second Red Bull. Yes. Anyway, well done to Isaac Hajar for finishing up in 8th position during the race. Well done indeed. Great performance from Isaac, I have to say. And a lot of the rookies have done pretty well. Oliver Behrman, although you can't really call him a rookie, but yeah, he did quite well in the Haas as well. So well done to everybody. So just before we go to the driver's standings, there was a little bit of sort of discussion between both the McLaren drivers. Oscar wanted to pass Lando. He said, no, it's all right, I'm going to catch Max, and he didn't. Personally, I would have just left them alone because none of them were catching Max, so I didn't see any point in this, gentleman's excuse me. Do you want the place? No, do you want the... No, you have it. No, I want... No, I think they should have just stayed where they were. I wouldn't have given any... I know Christian Horner said that he would have given the command to have Oscar overtake, but I wouldn't have bothered because, as I say, none of them were really catching Maxi Boy to any extent. And I certainly don't think Oscar would have caught him and indeed got past him as well. So yeah, I would have just left them as they were. Anyway, we will end the video with the drivers' standings right now. And in first place, it's still Lando Norris. Just 1 point now ahead of Maxi Boy Verstappen, 62 points to 61. Oscar's Pastry, look at this. Oscar's Pastry in the first of the McLarens is in third place with 49 points now. George of the Russell is in... Did I say first of the McLarens? I was forgetting about Lando. George of the Russell is in 4th position. It's not difficult to do. Lots of people forget about Lando. Anyway, yes. So 45. I cocked that right up. So yes, 45 points for George of the Russell in the Mercedes. 5th for Kimi Antonelli. Our special mention has to be given to him. He did superb in that race in Japan, despite it sending me to sleep. Charles Leclerc is in 6th place at the moment with 20 points in the Ferrari. Alexander Albon's in 7th in the Williams Mercedes with 18 points. Lulu currently in 8th place with 15 points. Esti Besti is currently in 9th with 10 points. 10th for Lance Stroll, and he's got 10 points in the Aston Martin. 11th place for Nico Hulkenberg in the Sauber. 12th for Oliver Behrman. 13th place now goes to Isaac Hajar. 4 points in that Racing Bulls. And Yuki Tsunoda has got 3 points now in the Red Bull racing car. But he didn't get them in the Red Bull racing car. He got them in the Racing Bulls. Yes, I know. It's all very confusing. Very confusing indeed. Why don't they just change the name of the B team to Red Bull and just have 4 Red Bull cars and be done with it? Because, they might just as well. Anyway, Carlos Sainz, very disappointing performance from Carlos and a little bit of controversy about him not attending the parade or whatever, but apparently he wasn't feeling very well and he's been fined. He's been fined because he wasn't feeling well. FIA, I stick my fingers up to you and say, well done. Well done for kicking a man when he's down. Well done indeed. But he's got a point in that Williams. And in 16th place, it's Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso is in 17th place. Not doing very well this season, is he, in the Aston Martin? Not very standouty for Fernando at all. If you go back a few years when he was actually trouncing over his teammate. Liam Lawson, 18th position. Didn't do very well in Japan either, did he? Was beaten by Yuki Tsunoda, but Yuki still didn't score any points, so he doesn't count. But yes, not good. Jack Doohan's in 19th place with no points, and so is Gabriel Bortoleto, bringing up the rear in the Kick Sauber Ferrari. So there you go. That was the Japanesey Squeezy Grand Prix. Unfortunately, well, we got spoiled with Australia, didn't we? We got absolutely spoiled rotten because that was such a great. Well, I thought it was anyway. A lot of people say it wasn't that, but I thought it was brilliant. But anyway, yes. So we got absolutely spoiled with Australia, and unfortunately, this one wasn't very good at all. And I just hope this is not a sign of things to come. I hope things improve. They will. I mean, we usually get about 6 banger races, don't we, throughout the season. I'm not talking about banger as in smashes, but we get a good 6 races during the season. So definitely at some point we're going to get some good ones. Hopefully, because if they end up all like Japan, people are going to start nodding off again, and that's not good for the sport. People have just started to wake up again to 2025 because of all the excitement of having 6 rookies on the grid and everything that goes with it. As you know, lots of young people are getting into the sport right now, and they're getting very excited about all these. So there's a little bit more excitement coming into the sport, but they won't be very excited for very long if the races end up like Japan did. Anyway, hopefully, once again, it's just a glitch, and we can expect some fantastic racing in the future. God, I hope so. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.